You know, one of the things that I enjoy most about working in television and radio in my career is meeting fascinating and interesting people. I'm Jim Masters, CU TV News. We're here in Rocky River, Ohio, just outside downtown Cleveland, to meet somebody who's renowned in the field of psychiatry and who also is an accomplished author of some 9 books. Matter of fact, she's working on her 10th book now. Her name is Dr. Joanne Denko. She has been in the field of psychiatry for many, many years, and she's inspired and impacted so many lives. And she's done that now through her books as an author. We've come here to her home to meet her, to interview her, but also to give her the opportunity to share these rich stories about why she loves doing what she does so much. Let's talk about your husband. You mentioned your husband, Charles W. Denko, brilliant individual, renowned in the medical field. Tell us a little bit about him.
Oh, we were both lucky. He had through a number of scholarships and so on, he had his PhD in biochemistry. He also had an impairment from polio in childhood and had had surgical repair by the Shriner organization and walked always with a limp, but by then comfortably so that he could live a normal life, thanks to the Shriners. He got his degree in biochemistry and was working in a biochemical lab when an Army recruiter came around who wanted chemists for the Army. And he said, look, I may be 4F, but I'm working as a chemist in civilian life. I can do it in the Army. And they said, by golly, you can. And they took him. And they assigned him first to a nutrition laboratory in which his job was to study the rations that the men had to eat the same thing day after day in the field if they were too far away from kitchens and regular cooked meals, to make sure that this didn't have a deleterious effect, and it didn't. He studied this in conscientious objectors. They were very happy to learn that ration was good. Then they sent him to Europe in the occupation, where he had a number of very interesting assignments pertaining to chemistry, cleaning up the DP camps, treating them for typhus as they came in and things like that, and finding the families of Jewish orphans who had been orphaned by the Nazis killing their parents, but finding their families to link them up with their families again. That was another one of his jobs. He had fascinating jobs in the Army. And his professor, when he was studying for the biochemistry degree, said, you know, Denko, for what you want to do, you ought to go to medical school. And he said, no, there's no way, I can't afford any more. And this was before he had even been in the Army. By the time he got back, the GI Bill had been passed, and so he did go to the medical school on the GI Bill. And then he had his really lucky break. He met me, and I was arriving in medical school at that time.
Dr. Joanne Denko, a psychiatrist and author, somebody who sees things with a unique perspective. What I noticed in this interview is how she loves to thread things together in life, whether it's people, nature, her experiences, her stories, and she shares it with all of us through her wonderful writings, but also through her many, many years as a psychiatrist. Truly a fascinating woman. If you'd like to learn more, you can go to her website. In Rocky River, Ohio, just outside Cleveland, I'm Jim Masters, CU TV News.